I'll never forget becoming a model for the first time when I was still a teenager and feeling insecurity for the first time in so long. This was after a long period of focusing on myself, looks, maxing, building my physique, everything. Then the second I get into the industry, it's like they're poking at all your flaws and making you feel insecure. And so many other models, they feel very insecure, man. The modeling industry, they don't really build you up. Oh, you're so sexy, you're so this. No. They much more actually focus on the negative aspects of you, much like the black pill. But in the end, you actually improve things about yourself and you become better looking as a result. Unless you're Jordan Barrett, which in my opinion looks better all natural. So you have to find the correct balance. Now, a lot of people, let's say you genetically are screwed and you do need a surgery, Max. I'm gonna tell you the most popular surgeries male models themselves actually get, but do keep in mind, don't do it from a place of insecurity. Do it from a place of, oh, I want to better myself. I want to become the best version of myself possible, and this one thing is holding me back from being a complete mogger in the world, man. So without further ado, let's get it. This is something I actually never imagined male models and even tons and tons of celebrities are doing, you know, like Ryan Gosling, Brad Pitt, pretty famous guys are actually getting lip injections. I always just thought this was only the basic bitches, the fake Russian woman getting all the big fake lips, but men are getting them too, man. I'm gonna make up a new term called lipflation, man. Everyone's got huge, fake, juicy lips these days, so if you just have average lips, then most people kind of say, oh, you have small lips, even the modeling industry. So one thing you could do to become more attractive is to get lip filler. I still have not bitten the bullet, but here's one little hack, guys. If you do get leaner, it's actually gonna fix the proportions of your face to where there's a lot less fat, there's a lot less skin overall on your face, so everything's tighter and it's gonna make the lips actually pop quite a bit more. I've actually posted my transformation, my glow up before after, where I was like 20% body fat versus like 8 to 10, and everyone thought I got lip filler or something. So that is going to be key. But if you're already lean, you still have super thin lips, consider it. Something a lot of male models get that I really don't actually recommend is going to be buccal fat removal. So this is actually going to be the fat right underneath those cheeks to induce unnaturally the look of hollow cheeks. It will give you hollow cheeks if you get buccal fat removal. But here's the issue with this, man. As you age, you naturally lose fat actually around the buccal fat. So if you remove the buccal fat pads themselves, what's gonna happen is that there won't be any structure and you're gonna age like absolute milk. You will not be looking good with age. But in your 20s or 30s, you will be looking pretty good. You're gonna look insanely uncanny just with this intense look. Like if you're a male model watching this and you want to differentiate yourself from everybody else in the industry, you can do this. And I believe, actually I haven't researched this, but I believe that you can actually add them back in. So maybe for a couple years, remove them, get really famous, take the money, and then pop those babies back in. Goes without saying that you can't really be a male model without hair on the top of your head. And just in general, a lot of guys really don't pull off the bald look very well, and even worse, the balding look. So what a lot of guys are actually doing is they're flying to Turkey, just like Brett Maverick, and they're getting hair transplants. Man, even if your hairline isn't perfect, for example, but you want to look as optimal as possible, I would almost consider this, man. Even if you have just like a little bit of a natural mature hairline, you could consider a hair transplant. Now, a lot of male models, they're also on the medicine, you know, dutasteride, finasteride, which I think just because the side effects, I really don't want to risk the side effects. I would much rather just get a hair transplant, do minoxidil, do the rosemary, do the derma rolling, all these other things, rather than getting a medicine that could potentially cause long-lasting side effects. So always do your research, and I'm not going to advocate anything I really don't believe in on my channel. I don't believe in it. I don't think if I ever had that issue that I would hop on the medicine. I would try everything else. So do your due diligence. Don't just take it because everyone's swarming you saying how safe it is. Research it, man. Go down the Reddit forums. Past the age of 25, and especially in your 30s, pretty much every single male model, and then every single celebrity, Brad Pitt, Jared Leto, all these big 12 guys, they start getting Botox. More specifically, preventative Botox. We're not trying to go for the Zac Efron look, and don't roast me in the comments. He definitely got some sort of surgery, and he definitely got some Botox, but it's actually going to prevent aging. Like, they showed a case study of two different twins. One was getting Botox, I think since the age of 25 or 30, until like her 40s, 50s, and the other one didn't do anything. And the difference was insane. insane. And as a model, more specifically a male model, we really don't age out of the industry, but you can lose your looks. So it's all about preventing this and looking as handsome as possible forever. So preventative Botox will be one way to actually do that. So every 4 to 6 months, you can get some Botox. Right now in Bangkok, it's actually insanely cheap. I think it's like $100 a pop. But maybe in a couple years, I'll start my preventative Botox. If you're at the age right now, it may be something to consider. This actually is a surgery male models get, but a lot of looks maxers, black pillars right now, they are discussing it. And it's going to be limb lengthening. Now, I actually don't really advocate limb lengthening just because the proportions alone are going to be off. You're going to be sacrificing tons of your athleticism, and overall, I don't really think it's worth it. And it's going to be kind of obvious that you got it, which kind of defeats the purpose of being tall. Even women, they like guys who are naturally tall, but they don't seem like they care about it so much. So if you want to optimize your height growth, get into that male modeling range of like 6 foot to 6'3", which I'm not. I actually lie about my height for modeling. But if you want to get taller, they typically don't accept people underneath 6 feet. Then the best way to do it is by optimizing your height growth genetics, because height growth is only 60 to 80% genetic, 20 to 40% environmental, meaning that you can control it. And the number one reason most people don't optimize this is because they have nutrient deficiencies. 92% of US Americans across all social classes are deficient in basic vitamins and minerals. This is actually going to shut down IGF-1 human growth hormone, closing those growth plates. So you have to pick up Titan Growth 2.0 on my website, kalosique.com, which has 500 to 1000% of all your daily required nutrients to optimize your height growth. Don't forget to pick up Hypno Sleep. Hypno Sleep contains GABA, which boosts HGH by up to 400%, which will help with height growth. It also contains valerian root and melatonin, all scientifically proven to help you knock out and boost HGH like crazy. Don't forget to join Kalos VIP. This is my school of looks maxing with my 3-hour looks maxing masterclass, 2-hour height growth masterclass. Right now, I'm working on the female nature masterclass. Every 2 weeks, we hop on a VIP call with me and all my students. And once we hit 120 students, I will be bumping up the price. So you gotta join now, link in the description. This is actually something I think most guys should heavily consider if your nose is messed up. I think Austin Dunham is the best example of this, because back before he actually got his nose job, he just kind of looked a little more average, but then the nose is the only thing holding him back. Sometimes it is just one feature, one category that's holding you back from becoming a Chad, becoming very, very handsome. So just like him, man, you can get some rhinoplasty. Tons of male models get rhinoplasty, tons of celebrities get rhinoplasty, but the key is you just want to be subtle with it. And I think the best way to determine if you need it is just to really analyze your face. Do everything else, do all the other looks maxing, and this be like the last thing that you do, and then see if it throws it off. Like, is there a huge bump right there just throwing off your look? Is it just way too big? Is the ankle messed up? What's going on with that nose, man? So this would be something to heavily consider. A lot of male models are also getting implants. More specifically, they're getting a jaw and chin implant. So here's the dealio, man. The jaw, I think getting jaw implants is a little silly in my opinion, because here's the thing. If it gets too wide, it's actually going to throw off the proportions of your face. And if it's too narrow, you can easily build up the muscle there just from even basic strength training is going to build up the jaw as a byproduct. But working at the jaw with a jaw exerciser, the chewing gum, anything like that, but you never want it wider than the mid face. Like right now you can see my jaw is actually more narrow than the mid face. The widest you can ever go is to make it the same, but if it's wider, it'll throw off your proportions like crazy. But something you definitely should consider is if you have a very weak jaw. So if the jaw is like inverted, it doesn't look good, it's very weak, I actually really recommend that you get a chin implant, because here's the thing, the chin actually pulls together the entire face. Just like the nose, if the chin is off, your entire aesthetic will not look good. So you should heavily consider a chin implant if the chin is throwing things off. And with any of these surgeries, I actually recommend going to somewhere like Turkey, Bangkok, Eastern Europe, as it's going to be a lot more cost effective, and the surgeons are actually very, very advanced. I would almost consider more so than America or like these Western countries. I hate the entire medical industry in the West. It's just very corrupt, man. But that's it. These are surgeries that you can consider that tons of male models, celebrities are getting. Subscribe if you're new. Love you with all my heart. Peace.